You know, and I know, and they know, and we know, we go all in. You know, and I know, and they know, cause we know, we go all in.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the newest edition of What You've Been Missing. It is the ADU All Dressed Up Podcast, episode 36. Your boy K Dizzle DC and my man Hef streams to my. I always get my points wrong.
3-6 Mafia.
3-6 Mafia is in the building. What up, Hef?
What up, man? What up, K Dizzle? How you feeling today, man?
Man, love is love. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad I'm breathing and living and giving up opportunity to make things happen. We talked a little bit about what was going on, what I was doing. But I mean, we do everything because we love what we do.
Hey, man, I never knew Renaissance men still exist, man. K Dizzle is definitely the Renaissance man.
Shit. I'm just trying to make sure that I retire within a reasonable age so I can enjoy the rest of my life. Nobody wants to be 80 and be like, yeah, all right, it's time to hang it up. No. I ain't the one. I come from different stock. I apologize for the camera. But remember, last episode we had some camera issues. But we're doing a little bit better.
We make it happen.
Shout out to the underdogs, man. Hey. Let me pull this up. Let me say this. I know Hef just gave me a little attaboy, but Hef is the prime directive of this whole operation. If you don't know how everything gets orchestrated, what we talk about, when we talk about it, and what we give to you, it's really written and scripted by your man you see right there, you with the beautiful beard. Shout out to Hef Streams, man. Big ups to you, bro. You keep it fresh and exciting with what we do and how we do it.
Nah, man, I really appreciate that, man. I appreciate the love from you, K Dizzle, but it's definitely a team effort. It's not the ADU podcast. It's not the All Dressed Up podcast without you, without me, and without the people, man. That's why we do it live each and every Sunday night. You reminded me that about 15 minutes before we got on the air. It's been a great experience for me to speak for myself. But it's something to be proud of, man, and we're gonna keep it going.
We'll keep rolling, man. And let's do something that we haven't done in a few weeks, which is Black Business. Black Business shout out that we do on our podcast. We try to make sure we remind ourselves to do each and every week. Let's start out with yours first, my guy.
So I'm gonna
shout out today.
I'm gonna pull out another Renaissance man, somebody that I've known for a long time. Sanchez McCray is the CEO and proud owner of Panna Royal Entertainment. It's based out of Miami. He's definitely doing some big things down there. I've seen some videos that he's put out with some artists that he's been working with. But Panna Royal Entertainment is definitely going to be making some noise down in the Miami area, originating from the DMV. So definitely check them out and support the talent that's coming out of Panna Royal Entertainment.
Shout out to him doing big things, man. He's out here doing shows in Miami. He's getting it in, putting the work in, some family stuff right there. Let's play this right here. See what's good. Boom, 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 boom.
Freaky bitch shaking that with a sister. She like the diamond on my ring. She want one for her finger. Gotta keep it low. Freaky bitch shaking that with a sister. She like the diamond.
There we go. You can find them
Miami sound.
The Panna Royal Entertainment. This is their IG page, PannaRoyalENT.com. Go check out their website. It's followed by Hef Streams, the man himself. He's on my list there. But yeah, shout out to Panna Royal Entertainment, man.
I'm telling you, man, I don't just talk it. I support, I follow. Hopefully you can do the same.
Absolutely, man. Go just it costs you nothing for a follow. It costs you nothing for a like. It helps the page out tremendously for their visibility and the algorithms that play into it. I'm going to be selfish this week because I normally have 3 or 4 teams, but I just literally dropped this. What, 2 days ago?
I'm
was
excited for this one.
2 days ago?
Yeah, so, about 2. Yeah.
This week's Black Business, we're going to talk about M4 Apparel Company, and I'm going to use my platform So M4 Apparel Company's new clothing line that I was working on. We built this together. It's going to be ran by my 4 daughters. All their names start with M. and it's going to be clothes that we choose. That we actually started this page. I started this page, so we're going to talk about everything that we do and how we do and what we decide upon showing. It is not fully built out yet. I have a website. It's not published yet. But if all you got to do is go give Info Pro Company a like and a follow, you'll see all the stuff that we have upcoming. I'll give you the first thing that we're going to drop. The first item on the docket that we're going to drop is going to be on Amazon and everything else. It's going to be a nice knitted winter hat. It's super dope. We're doing photo shoots and stuff for it right now. The girls, we're going to put a video up early this week. You're going to see it. But Info Apparel Company, please go check it out. Give it a like and a follow. Pound of Royal Entertainment. Give them a like and a follow. Show your love for your black business this week. Shout out, hey Sinead, what's up, sis? Love you so much.
What's up, baby?
Shout out to the belated birthday girl, man. I hope you guys had a great time over the week. Shout out to my wife Regina of 15 years. 15
Absolutely,
long
man. Give
years.
it
We
up,
celebrated
man.
an anniversary. So you know, cheers to black love, man. Cheers to black love. Just stay consistent and love each other and keep rolling. Black
Oh,
businesses.
look,
Look,
you messed me up, right? So I could have been part of the business, and it could have been M5.
oh, okay. I'm sorry.
But I know you didn't want to claim your long lost son in
No,
that fashion.
no. I'm be put. I
But
was
I'll take,
poking before I hit double digits. That's a problem right there.
but
That's
I'll
a
take,
child. That's a
but I'll take,
child molestation.
but I'll take the knit hat.
Take the knit hat is super dope. It's super dope. A video will be coming out soon. But man,
Looking forward to it.
shout outs
Congratulations.
to our black businesses, man. Keep your head up, stay strong. Hey, let's go into sports. Shout out
Go
to the
check it out.
Philadelphia Eagles. I had to say that first. Go ahead.
I mean, let's shout out your Philadelphia Eagles. They did what they were supposed to do. They handled the Denver Broncos, unlike the Cowboys the previous week. Speaking of the Cowboys, they had the opportunity to put up a route on the bum ass Atlanta Falcons. I've been saying they're sorry, but no one listens to me. The Cowboy fans definitely calling the Super Bowl, but I don't think they can beat Tampa. I don't think they can beat the Rams.
No,
I don't think the Cowboys can beat Arizona, but I'm just Hef. So basically,
no.
let's talk about something that I wanted to get into. What did you
Go
hear
ahead.
about? What did you hear about the Aaron Rodgers situation?
I heard that Aaron Rodgers, quote unquote, misled the media about his vaccination status when he said, and I quote, "Yes, I am immunized."
Okay.
And so everybody thought that to believe that um, he had gotten the shot. He had been vaccinated for COVID. And when it finally came out that he wasn't, um, that's when the NFL stepped in and saying he can't play and all this other stuff. Now, I'll let you talk about the fines.
Well, what gets me is obviously the parallels with the NBA and the situation that Kyrie Irving was going through. And you got to compare it because
Hmm.
I think the biggest, before we get into the fine and the punishment or lack thereof for Aaron
Mm,
Rodgers, when you get into it, Kyrie Irving stood for something that he believed in. And he's making a decision, if you call it selfish, pretty honest and open, in
hmm.
my opinion. He addressed the team, he addressed the media. He said he didn't get vaccinated. I guess he'd be considered an anti-vaxxer, if that's a new word now or term. But Aaron Rodgers pretty much told everybody, like you said, he was shot up. So at that point, you're really lying and you're misguiding your team and the NFL. And surprisingly, like I had no idea. I get home today and I turn the game on. He's
Hmm.
playing ball, man. So I don't really know if it was a good punishment. I think he got fined like less than 30 grand,
He
if
got
I'm not
fined
mistaken.
$14,000,
Yeah,
and
14 grand.
the parallel was between his fine and CeeDee Lamb's fine of untucked jersey of $20,000.
Wow.
And so it's supposed to be, per incident of, you hanging out with teammates unvaccinated without a mask and so forth. And so apparently the NFL did not do their due diligence and look at um, everything that he's done since he came out as he's unvaccinated. He got fined for going to a dinner, being unvaccinated without a mask, hanging around his other teammates for that one dinner. They didn't see the Halloween pics. They didn't see the Halloween video, the other parties or the clubs that he went to with his teammates that are clearly on social media. Um, while he was unvaccinated, but they only chose that
Yeah.
one. So that's why the parallels are drawn. Same thing with Kyrie Irving, the parallels are drawn. Here's, I think everybody should be vaccinated, should get vaccinated. Um, if the government requires it, then you have to get vaccinated. It's the same situation as, the measles or, all those other vaccinations that are immunizations that are required for kids to go to public school. I think COVID-19 will be along those lines. The issue that we're having as a community, as Americans, is that how fast it hit to market and how fast we were to um, approve it. Now, the reason why we had to approve it so fast is because people were literally dying,
Hmm.
and so and so there was really no options at that point. We did as much as we could to make sure it was safe. Now that things have calmed down a little bit more, um, it makes a little more sense. There have been more tests showing that you're 70% less likely to die if you have the vaccine versus don't. You can go ahead and believe that there's a microchip in it if you want to, or there's nanobots tracking you, or whatever you want to believe, or you can just say, "Hey, I don't want the vaccine." It's the same way saying, "Hey, I don't want a license." Well, if you don't want to get the license, you ain't gonna be able to do a lot of stuff, and that's just you're just gonna have to live under that guise and move on from there. And
I
there's
mean,
nothing wrong with it. You can do
on
it.
the broad space, at the end of the day, like you said, the plan is definitely going to be put in place to where if you're going to want to move around and do the most important things in life, you're definitely going to probably have to get it. And I think identification and having the vaccine card is going to be coming soon too. But to
Yeah.
wrap up sports, though, I mean, at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers lied. I think he's a great
Yep.
quarterback. Should he be playing? Should he be fined? Should he be suspended? I think at the end of the day, he should definitely take this situation a bit more serious because misguiding your teammates is pretty messed up,
Yeah. He lied.
especially when you got a lot of families involved. So that's Aaron Rodgers and his little snafu. But yeah, man, that's about it for sports.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Where you want to
The
go?
the even bigger conversation to have is welcoming back Cam Newton
Oh
to
yeah.
the Carolina Panthers and the route that they did to Arizona when he came
Mm.
back. They routed one of the best teams in the
Did you
NFC.
see what he said when he scored the first touchdown?
I'm back.
Got fined for the unsportsman. I mean, got flagged for the unsportsmanlike conduct.
Hey, let that
He
man
had
be
to take
great.
that one.
I'll
He
take.
had
Yeah,
that
he can
pent
take
up
that L.
energy, man. He had to come back and let it be known. He threw a touchdown too.
Yeah, mad love to Cam Newton, man, showing out, going back to Carolina and doing this thing with the route. Hopefully, he does big and better things while he's there. So, yeah, that's all I got for sports, man. That's all we got for sports. Um, you want to go to your music sleepers?
Hey man, let's talk about music sleepers, man. Why not? We've been compiling a list. I haven't seen 410 tonight, but he came up with a great idea. The list of our sleepers will be posted on Spotify soon. If you've been watching for like the last 6 episodes, we've been playing probably like the last 4 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
We've been playing songs that kind of were big, kind of a little slept on, but you might not have heard it or you might have forgot about it. So let's check some of them out tonight.
All right, I made you go first last time. I'm gonna go ahead and go first. My sleeper is by I don't. Is he well known by now? Unless you watched it,
Let's see.
unless you watched the series. I can't. What's it? What's the name of the series? I didn't forgot it. With Ti, Snoop was
ATL,
on
no,
it. Chance the Rapper.
you talking about
What was
goodness
it called?
gracious.
See, we're terrible.
Terrible.
Anyway, he won. He won it. The man's name is D Smoke. Okay. I don't know if you've been listening to his music. If you have or you haven't, but the dude makes absolute quality music. He's a sleeper that probably not a lot of people have heard yet. It's called Mind My Business. I'm gonna go ahead and share this. This is right off the YouTube channel. We're gonna write it up.
Let's do something a little different. I was told to stay out the way until you know where you are. Tell the coach to lay out the play and play it close for each yard. Other niggas gon' ride your wave to stay afloat and keep calm. Still be ready to catch a fade and play the role of a warrior. Life with no distractions, every altitude.
All right. That's D Smoke, Mind My Business. Go look that up. Go stream that. Enjoy
I think
yourself.
the
Some
show was
quality
called
stuff.
I think the show was called Rhythm and Flow.
Rhythm and Flow. Is it called Rhythm and Flow?
I'm pretty sure that's what it's called.
Thank you. Because we both were terrible and we
Yeah, I was
might
struggling.
remember
I
what
didn't
that was. We were
appreciate that.
struggling hard. There was a couple dope people off that joint too, man. Couple dope people out there. All right, let's move to my guy. Have streams. Who we got? Who am I pulling up?
You know, I like to vibe out something you can chill to. Phony people, why I love the moon.
Phony people. Wow, and I queued it up. I queued it right up.
That's why I love the moon. Every night it's there for you. It's constant. Unlike these human beings who lie about what it seems to be. You think the earth is where you stand. You're in the palm of someone's hand. And that's why I love the moon. 'Cause it's always there for me.
Ooh.
Every night
Oh. Oh. We're along the same lines tonight. What's going on?
Yeah, I like that one.
Oh.
Phony people,
Only
why I
people.
love
Why
the
I
moon.
love the moon. These smoke my business. We on some chill shit tonight. What's good?
You
I
know how
really
we do
thoroughly
it.
enjoyed that. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Shout out to the sleepers that we're gonna make sure we keep doing every week. Um, before we get really into what we want to talk about tonight, um, let's talk about this Ask Your World situation. Okay,
Right.
go ahead. I'm gonna let you lead on that. I'm
All
gonna
right,
let you
guys.
lead on that. If y'all don't know,
So
explain what happened.
if you've been hiding under a rock or if you've been working too hard like K Dizzle, you might not have heard that unfortunately we lost 8 young concert goers last week at the Astro World concert. This is a concert that is held and ran by Travis Scott in his hometown of Houston, Texas. And apparently, there's been a lot of backlash, obviously, because 8 lives were lost. Because you never would think that you might lose your life going to a concert. And unfortunately, there were speculations that they might have been, packed to its capacity beforehand. A lot of criticism and backlash went towards the artist Travis Scott himself because they said he didn't necessarily stop the show. So I think it's kind of up for debate if you could say could he have stopped the show? But rest in peace and condolences to the families of the 8 people that were lost.
It's tough. It's tough on. Well, here's the other problem because he has a history of pushing his crowds to do certain things and go certain ways and this, this, that, and the other, whatever. The crowd is the crowd. You have what happened was they were rushing towards the stage, and as they're rushing towards the stage, you got so many people packed in, everybody gets sandwiched and everybody gets crushed, and that's what continually began to happen. And how do you control that? If you're a performer and all you see is ants on stage, right? You see people on stage, and half the time you're not sure. You can see if they're into it, but on the stage you can see probably I'm gonna say 5 rows deep, and if those 5 rows deep people are up there and they're waving their hands, because all you hear is what's in your ears and some of the crowd noise, you can't really tell what's going on.
So you think all the accusations of him being able to know what was going on kind of come up false because you don't think he saw it or heard it?
Anybody who's performed on stage can tell you they don't know it. They can't see anything that's going on unless it like rapidly breaks out. You know what I'm saying? You can tell when a mosh pit is happening because everybody's moving fast and all that other stuff. But if people are moving forward and they're getting crushed, and it just looks like a bunch of people.
But
it
see,
looks like a bunch of
a
people.
lot of people had these, like, obviously these videos on their phones
Right,
that they were putting out where you saw people trying to like yell at security, holler towards the stage to stop the show, like,
right.
bodies were dropping everywhere. And it seemed like the security for the event that were able to get to the people really had no type of
They
paramedic,
well,
background.
even if they could, they probably didn't. At the same time, even if they could get to the people, the problem was having enough security to get to the people, or breaking it up, or having another form of ability to break it up. Only other way, because you have a few people that know what's going on, and then you have the rest of the people that are doing whatever they're doing, are still in the show. You know what I'm saying? Still trying to end the show and join the show and push it forward. That they don't know what's going on to their left. So it's
But is
really a
it
tough
is it
situation.
ultimately but is it ultimately his responsibility to stop the show?
As long as he can see and know what's going on, for him to stop the show, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. That's why you said, you got other artists stopping the show, asking the fans if they're okay. Um, it's not a question of, I don't think it's, at those shows, it's not a question of them throwing shade, saying, Travis Scott should have did that. It's saying that they want to make sure that their fans are okay, and that there's something that's not going on that they can't see. You know what I'm saying? They just
I
want to make
think it
sure the
was
people are
I think it
careful.
was interesting to see some of the artists that did stop their show and ask if the fans were okay. I know that this is something that people do often,
Right.
but to see, like, SZA say it, she had a big song with Travis Scott in a music video. I don't know. I think it's interesting, but I definitely saw and I heard that he canceled some type of concert that was supposed to be a one off for like 5.5 million
Mm-hmm.
out in Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
I heard he canceled that, so he's gonna be definitely working on I think paying back something to those families to try to repair to the situation the best he can.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much all he can do. I mean, what goes on in the stands, unless he's completely aware of, you can't put 100% of that on the artist who's performing. You have to put that. You have to put a lot of that on security, and the lack of the amount of people that should be paying attention to
Or
those type
or
of things.
whoever was responsible for arranging the physicality of the event. You know what I'm
Security.
saying? Or like just the structure, how many people were allowed. There's usually like a state laws or something where you have those types of shows.
They can't control that. It's been like that for years. They cannot control that. When you got that many people that have tickets and they can move anywhere, if it's like a festival like that, there's no way for them to control that unless they have adequate security on staff to be able to handle that. In which that case they didn't. They didn't have enough staff security to be able to see what was going on, realize it, and make the necessary adjustments to help those people and get them out of that situation. So it's all a security situation. Everybody's gonna point their fingers and say this, that, and the other. We didn't talk to who, they didn't talk to us, military, state, police, whatever the case may be. It all comes down to making sure you have enough people for the people to be safe.
And unfortunately, you can't go back and change what happened. So at this
No,
point, I guess it's just a wake up call to the industry, and for concert goers in the future. Definitely take heed to the amount of people around you and be aware of your surroundings at all times.
yeah, that's it, and that's all there is to it. Look, if y'all gonna go to a concert, just be safe. Make sure you're in a safe area. My heart goes out to the little 9 year. I think boy's 9 years old.
Mm,
That's in a coma. Because he was on the shoulders of his, I think his dad or his uncle, and because
yeah, I think it's
because of the
uncle.
pressure, he passed out, and the kid, got trampled, is in a coma. Um, that's crazy. For one, it's tough putting yourself in that type of position, um, when you have that child in your arms. Is two, just being trapped in it. There's probably a situation where he got trapped, and that's tough. That's a really tough thing to come from. You're supposed to go to a concert and have fun, and when those types of things like that happen, it's sad. It's sad, but we got to figure out a way to protect our concert goers and our people better. We can't put it all on the artists. We got to put some security, some blame where it belongs. People in insecurity, people in security. So um,
Well, we'll see what happens.
yeah, so
We'll see how he cleans it up and what happens moving forward with his Astro World event.
yeah. I don't think. Look, Travis is going to bear the brunt because it's his show, and he has a history of pushing the crowd to do certain things and whatever the case may be. So he's going to take the brunt of it. He's going to figure things out, recoup, and have things right on the next go. Just don't stay down forever, bro.
And then the
Keep
media,
getting your money, my guy.
and then the media is so fucked up. They came out with reports talking about Drake went to the because Drake performed that night as well with Travis.
Hmm.
They say he was at the strip club in Houston. They saw him spend 1 million in the strip club the same night that the 8 people passed away. I'm like, what? They always got to come up with some crazy shit.
People die every day, B. I'm not dehumanizing the fact that people died at the concert, but you know, people are going to do what people are going to do, whatever they plan to do. Period. Now, drawing parallels is crazy. You know, that's like me saying, how dare you drink liquor when Colin Powell died today?
Mm.
That is it's just dumb. It's just dumb. You just need to build a story on something. So watch out for the news media. We always looking for some dumb shit to report and make you quote unquote mad at somebody or deflect the blame. But look, let's go into the deep dive tonight. Kind of like a split decision deep dive tonight because it's a whole bunch of um we want to go in. Which way you want to
It's
go
a lot of
first?
shit to talk about, man.
Which way you want to go first? I want to either the top or the bottom one first.
Well, let's go ahead and do the top one first. Go ahead and
Present
kick
the
it off.
question. You want me to kick it off?
Yeah.
So the question is, all right. So we talking relationships first, man. If you are in a relationship, is he or she not doing what he or she did to get you in the first place? Are they continuing to keep the fire lit, or did they fall off the meat wagon since they got you? That's an old ass term, meat wagon, by the way, that I just fucking used. Just date myself. But um, is the fire still going? Are they keeping the fire going, or are they just letting it simmer? Question of the day: are they letting it simmer? Are they
Are
just
they
they
keeping the fire
keeping the
going or are
fire
they letting
going?
it simmer?
Like a gas stove, right? You hit a tick, 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 poof. Are they leaving that bitch on high, or they turn that flame down
Well,
a
the
little bit
biggest
too
thing
low?
is she not doing what she used to do?
Mm,
Is she all of a sudden a different woman than she was when you met her?
mm,
And at what point can you tell that person straight up, like, look, like you're not doing the same things that like made me fall in love with you? And that's
mm,
the tough part because, like, I think the longer you let that build up, I think that it's gonna lead to a worse reaction.
mm.
That makes sense.
I feel you. So, what would be some of the things that you say, like start up doing? What would you say? Like, what are some of the things that you were doing at the beginning of your relationship that you may have felt fallen off on?
I think my biggest thing was like, if I had to speak about myself personally, I probably laid, I probably fell back on like all the chivalrous part or the portions of the relationship, like the opening the door, opening the car door every time she goes to get in and get out.
Ooh.
Maybe pulling her chair back at dinner. Some of the things that I might have done when I first met her to go above and beyond. So I had to kind of like look at myself, and she even said to me one time, like, "You used to open the car door for me," and that shit fucked me up, Herman. I was like, "Damn, she's right." So
Yeah.
that's real.
Yeah. Yeah. Heck yeah. It's the little things. That's the little things. Which
Especially when it comes back up though, right in your face, and you
yeah.
get in the car, you're like, bah, pulling the seatbelt. And she's like, "You used to open the car door for me."
That just makes you feel so bad.
You sit in your seat like,
You slumped over.
then you push the door, then you reach over and push the door open from the inside. I got you, babe. I got
uh, he said, once the honeymoon stage
you.
is
What
over,
up?
that's when the shit get real. That's honest, man. That's honest. But you know what? It feels worse when they recognize it. You go, damn. You know what?
Oh
I
yeah.
fucked it up.
Oh
I
yeah.
think for me, for me, honestly, I think it's the going out part, the taking her out, Just it's the just us part,
Oh,
which
you used to wine and dine. You start
yeah,
wine
used
and
to wine
dining.
and dine, used to hang out, used to wine and dine, hang out, go out to eat, the just us part. Because we rolling, we get kids, and we neglect ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Everything else is kids and family first. So the biggest thing that we did recently was the trip for her birthday when we went to Mexico.
Mhm.
And so that was, like I said, that was the first trip that we have been on together by ourselves
Well, how do
since.
you? Well, how do you find time, Kay, to like keep your romance like really hot, or like keep that flame going when you have four children and you're so busy with work? Like, what do you do personally to make sure that you and your wife still have those moments
What do I do to make sure that we still have those moments?
within
Um,
all the business, within all the children's activities and things that they got going on? I'm sure it's difficult sometimes.
it is. It is. We crack jokes. We talk. We talk more than anything else. We talk a lot of stuff out. Um, and how do you keep it? I mean, it's not just it's. I wish I could say it was just one thing, but it's all the little things. Um, and it could be something as little as, let's say, because women are emotional creatures,
Uh
right?
oh. Uh oh.
Let's open the door. No, no, no. Let's open the door. Women are
Am I?
emotional
Do I
creatures.
got your back on this one? Am I going in behind you on this one?
Well, I'm
Pause.
gonna
What
let
am I
you
doing?
decide. You can decide after I say what I say.
All
Then you
right,
can
go
figure
ahead.
out your life at that point. Women are emotional creatures, and their love languages based on the woman is completely different. So, and this part plays into can play into in a relationship, can play into intimacy as well. So it could be as small as doing the little things that she asked for to put her um in the right mood or position, or be receptive of um just being receptive of feeling like you're doing your part or you care. Okay.
Hmm.
So let's say taking out the trash, right? My trash comes every Monday and Thursday. My wife at one point was a pain in the butt and would try to beat me up in the morning to take the trash out. I stopped it 100%. I stopped at 100%. I woke up earlier than her to get the trash out so she wouldn't touch it. Just those small things, or um, taking care of some things that they may have put off for a while. Um, oh shoot! See, she texting me right now. Taking care of some things that that you might have put off for a while. She might have put off a while. You just pick up and do. Just small things that help her along the way to make her feel like to make her know that you care, make her feel like she care and you're a part of it. So you said spontaneity is the key. Ron said,
Yeah, I
um,
see Arizona and Erica going back and forth, and she
like I
says,
said,
Arizona, Ron, we love that. Take the lead. But what happens if he stops taking the lead? What if like that was what made you attracted to him in the first place, Erica, and all of a sudden now he's been, all up in there, and now y'all, 6 months in, and he ain't
mhm,
making plans no more. He's looking back
yeah,
at you like, what you want to do?
yeah. Like I
You
said,
know?
and intimacy. When I say it, like I said, isn't just sex. Intimacy is just a whole. You can just be holding each other and be close. You can't be vulnerable with someone that you don't trust. Now, trust is a whole nother issue. We ain't talking about trust. We
Yeah,
do.
that's yeah.
Huh? Trust is a whole nother thing. It's about
It's a deeper topic.
yeah. That's an even different topic.
Oh
Um,
man, watching Adele too.
so
You know when
you
Adele's
got
on, what's
those.
Adele doing?
What is she doing? We're gonna find out in a minute. But it's
Hello.
doing those things to keep that fire, that love, that flame going. Those small things that I think that's helped us along the way. Help us along the way, keep that kind of fire going. Not to say that there weren't some times where it dimmed out, was some times where we struggled, but being vulnerable is a huge part of love. It is scary, absolutely, but it's necessary if you want to make sure that that deep connection between you um, between you
But
is
but
everlasting.
but
So
let's not derail off the question. Like again, we're talking about people who stopped doing what they were doing to get you to fall in love with them, right?
mhm.
So what do you do if you are in love with a person and what got you to be so attracted and so in love with them, they're not doing it anymore? Obviously, you say communication, but that's the easy answer because you're afraid to probably address it in a certain way, or you might not be, you know.
No,
But
but you like you just said, your girl communicated to you. She said you used to open the door for me.
right,
You know, you used to,
which
you
is a
used to
good
open the door
sign
for me.
because that's on the surface, in my opinion. But like, if it got deeper, I would hope she would do the same thing,
Yeah, yeah,
as
but
opposed to just pick up her shit and say, "Man, this motherfucker ain't doing the same shit he used
right.
to do,"
And
you
the
know.
other question is if they were doing what they needed to, if they were doing what they're doing to get you, how much of that was really them and not just to get you?
That's
You
the
know what I'm
whole
saying?
that yeah, that's
How
the
much
whole
of it was them
undertone.
and not to get you,
That's the
not just to
undertone.
get you? Yeah, because you don't want to. If you're doing too much and that is not who you really are, just to be with that person, then you wasting your time.
Or what
Because
about? My bad.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
I'm just gonna think about another aspect. What about if you guys are like making love all over the place when y'all first get together? Doing it on all types of exotic locations in the elevator, in the office. You might be over here, over there,
That was
and
a
then all
song.
of a sudden, right, and then all of a sudden it just goes to like half, or like all the way down to like 60% less of that. Would you be at that point looking like, what's up with you? Like, what's different, or because that person's not doing what they were doing in the beginning, right?
Right.
So
Um,
that's another aspect.
People get older, sex drives change. Yeah, you said I'd
It's a
wonder
valid
what's up.
question, right?
I wonder what's up. Um, that is a good question. How do you look? Like I said, sex drives change, people change, or you just need to switch it up.
I'm gonna tell
Anything
you right now, the first thing that, in my opinion, a woman's gonna think is you're cheating on her.
really?
In my opinion,
Woo! How many women believe that? If a man stops what he's doing as much as he's doing, the guy's cheating on him. The guy is cheating on him right now. Mm,
I guarantee you, I'm gonna step out on
damn.
a limb and say most women are gonna think in their mind he's going somewhere else.
Mm, what if the guy just gets what if it's not a priority for the guy anymore?
I
See, can't
told you.
even fake. I think it's
I
another
told
woman.
you.
Can't even fake. I think it's another woman. Woo! What if the priorities change? Like you said, priorities and people change.
Yeah, but that's even like, why am I so far down on the list now? You talking about
Ooh.
priorities? Like, you need to prioritize me too. Like, my girl tells me all the time, like, I can be the best all star at work in the world, but she still wants me to come home and have that same energy.
Mm,
We talked about
very.
that probably on like episode 15.
So true. They assume it's like, look, exactly. We got to be animals. We have to be animals at that point. At the same token,
They
we
think
are
we have
men.
to. They think we have to have it all the time. Like, we can't operate like them. Because women love to boast and brag how long they can go abstinent and not have to be with a man and still get off in their life and do all these great things. But men, I think, we do the same thing.
I think we do the same thing as well. You
We don't
said,
have the reputation to do that though.
what's that?
To do what we just said, like, just sit down, chill out, not necessarily be having sex around, focusing on maybe a goal, or a job or
Ooh.
whatnot, and just living life. Like,
But you can't.
women think men always got to be with somebody.
Said, but you can't go from breaking my back Monday through Friday to once every 2 weeks. What's really good?
So then, what do you do, Erica? Do
You
you
really good. What's
do you
really
do
good?
you say time out?
But what I mean, but the broader question is breaking the back Monday through Friday. Let's just Monday through Friday. How long is that sustainable?
That goes back to setting the standard. Don't go setting the bar too high, my friend. Don't go setting. That's like going to work and being so great, going above and beyond at work. Your boss is gonna expect that level of effort every time.
So you
Arizona
say
State.
everything in moderation, right?
Hey,
Every
all
but
I'm saying is if you hit a bell, make sure you can hit that bell again.
but no, if you're gonna ring that, if what you're saying is if you're gonna ring that bell in moderation.
You're
But
gonna
if
have
you've
to.
already set the precedent for that at the beginning of the relationship, then that's where that becomes an issue. How do you keep
That's
that
like
rolling?
that's like when you lead into any relationship with something, right? When I say
Mhm.
lead into,
Right.
like how you're baiting that person. Remember that term that he used to say bait?
Yep.
Like if I lead into the relationship to where I'm whining and dining you, right?
Hmm.
Or I'm buying you Gucci bags and buying you, Louis Vuitton shoes and purses and, you know, really getting you flashy gifts and everything. And then all of a sudden you give it up. We together now. Like y'all said, the honeymoon phase is over. And now I'm buying you like stuff from Burlington and shit.
Damn, he just downgraded the shit out of Burlington. Like
I'm just
Burlington.
saying, like, did I set the standard too high because I was buying all that nice stuff? When I was courting her, right? The old bait and
Hmm.
switch, got
Yo.
you, right? When I was courting her, I got her the Louis bags and all that good shit. But now all of a sudden that everything's in the open, like I don't, let's not get the bag today.
Hey, 20 grand in credit card debt going to
Catching
Burlington
up,
now. Catching up.
catching up. We're gonna get back together, baby. We're gonna get back.
It can't be a drastic change like that.
I'm telling you, I'm hitting Erica with all the good ones tonight.
People do it. People do it. People do it. So that's you got to start out small.
So
Start
that's
a
like the old
hey,
fashioned saying, you gotta
small
what?
bait don't bank. Small bait don't catch the big
Under
fish.
under promise, over deliver, right?
Under promise, over deliver. Small bait don't catch the big fish. I'm telling you right now, they can't see it.
and no
They
and
can't
no
see it.
bait don't catch no fish.
No fish, no bait catch no fish. That's just the magic.
The fuck are we talking about?
I don't know what the fuck we talking about, man. We just talk about fishing and some other shit in Burns Co Factory. But no, um, if they're not doing what they did to get you in the first place, you always have to question why they did what they did. Um, I know of people in relationships that did, somebody did everything they could to bag that person, and when they got that person, they just stopped, and that was it. And they were together for years, together for years, and the one person ended up being super unhappy because the one that did everything just fell apart and decided to do some other stuff. So you don't want to set yourself up like that. You got to be conscious of what people are doing and why they're doing what they're doing.
Hey
Because
man, can I address the chat real quick, Kermit, before
go
I
ahead, go
forget,
ahead.
before the
Who
message goes away?
Burlington do be having some shit
So
though.
how you know I was gonna say something about that comment? So Arizona, look, here's my beef with Burlington and TJ Maxx and all those shits, right? I don't understand the concept of buying cologne that I can't smell. So I gotta stand in line and look at this dumbass rack of all these colognes, these CD
Oh
tier
my
level
god.
colognes, and I can't even smell them. They're in the security boxes and shit. So I gotta take a chance. And then I look at my girl and I say, which one do you think smells better? Do you think I should get the blue water or the cool ocean?
Yeah, yeah.
Coin
And
flip.
then use your imagination.
It's
Use your imagination.
$30. It's only
They,
$30
it's
anyway.
only $30. You can throw it in the trash if you don't like it.
But when you get
But
home
dudes
and you
be
open
doing the
that,
most.
man, that should have
Look,
pissed you off.
look. Dudes be doing the most to get women, then turn into an entire new person. That's exactly what we're talking about. Wobble says you basically set yourself up for a whole
Why is
bunch
it
of
gotta
scrutiny
be
later
news though?
because it's going to be on the back of women's minds what's going on or what has changed. Very, very true. You're setting yourself up for failure. But why
Why
does
is
it
it
have to
gotta
be
be just
dudes?
dudes?
Is we're not saying it's just dudes. It's women too. You know, the se- no. As you get older, your priorities change. If you're in a serious relationship, so much for someone that I feel like y'all should have similar priorities.
Well, that's the perfect world.
Mm,
You know, that's in the perfect world. You hope as you and your significant other grow, your priorities change and you stay aligned. That's in the perfect relationship,
No,
in my opinion.
no, that's wrong, Hef. That's wrong. Let me correct you right there. When you get together with another person, you come in a relationship, you both of you choose what the priorities are pushing forward.
Right.
What are going to be our priorities pushing forward?
But what if
When
you're not
you
on the same page?
that's what gets the issue when you're talking about relationship, because if you have priorities and they have priorities and they're not the same, that's where the issue lies. If we're not talking about what our priorities are as a unit, that's a big issue. And it can be okay, well, all right, our priority is this, babe. I'm gonna work, and you go to school full time. You finish school, and once you finish school, you get a job. I'll go back and finish whatever it is, or whatever the case may be. But it will be our priorities, and not just his and hers, or his and his, or hers and hers, whatever the case is for the relationship. So um, the priorities have to be together. They have to be made together, and not just one situ not just I want to do this and I want to do this. Okay, well, you do that while I do this. That ain't gonna work, because it's
I hear you.
always gonna be
I
some
hear
shit in the
you.
middle.
I hear you. But I've seen a lot of relationships probably fail in my day because they might not have been upfront about being on the same page with their priorities.
Hmm. Exactly, because they ain't talk
That's
about
all
it. Everybody,
I'm saying.
that's the big part about
So you would
that's
hope you could be aligned.
no, that's the biggest thing about marriage. The marriage. Now, relationship, you can be in a deep relationship for a long time and that shit don't work out and don't work out. Fuck it. When you get to the marriage part of it and you hit them vows, okay, it's us. It's us now. We can, we can do some you and I while we still talking about marriage, but it's us when the marriage part hits, because that's what we chose to do, and that's the decision that we made. And if it's not us, then it's us or nothing. You know, that's where the situation gets a little ugly at that point. Oh, halfway'd you go, my guy? I can't hear you, man. Let me bring you on and off. You looking a little pixelated, but that's it. Or at least said at the honeymoon phase, when you're out to impress or put on your best impression. Yes, but that impression, you don't want to go too far. You can
So
put on. There you go.
so what would you say is another thing?
You said, what would I say is another thing? Oh, push that button again, half. We're gonna. I'm just looking for a woman. Oh my gosh, with manageable mental health problems. Good luck, sir. Good luck finding a woman with manageable mental health problems, or just being a man with manageable mental health problems. Because I think the other part of the conversation we're going to have was about what we look like after, before, and after. Half in and out like a robbery. Fix that mic.
Yo, yo, yo.
There it is. Yep. Oh. You turned the red light on? What's going on?
Nah, man. Something's going on with the
All right.
feed.
All right, we're doing it live, baby. We're doing it live. We're doing it live. That's all good. That's where we are. But mental health problems. That's where that was the second half of the conversation topic. Um, that's a strong segue into there. Um, what are men? All right. So Kermit, you used to use my whole government name. You made a comment that women are emotional creatures. What are men? Men are even more emotional creatures. I'm just going to say that because
Mm.
men live and die on their pride, unfortunately. Pride of who they think they are and who they're supposed to be. I'll just be real. A man will die on the sword to 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 um, to keep a lie alive that he doesn't want other people to find out about. I'm just dead ass. Dead ass. I'm telling you. They will die on the sword to keep a lie going. And it's just a sad state of affairs. That pride of looking vulnerable or quote unquote less than what they want other people to see them as. Um, we are even more emotional creatures. We just don't know. We don't. We haven't been grown with all the tools in order to be able to show them effectively, and that's the God's honest truth. Um, it's that age old adage that's generational education where a man is supposed to be this and is supposed to be that. I think that part of it is loosening, and we're being better. Our kids are being better on how to allow our young men to be emotional or to deal with their feelings on a better level, so that we can have deeper relationships with significant others, whatever they choose. So yes, we are even more emotional creatures. Um, he said most of the dying on the sword is like it is self impalement. You are 100% correct because a man will risk everything for his pride. Um, Men need to be more comprehensive instead of limiting themselves to only being providers and protectors. Um, that's changing. That is 100% changing with, like I said, with our children, with the younger generation being more I won't say more loose, but more open and free with how they deal with things. Let me see. I don't know. I've got the red light special going on over there, but he's working through whatever he's got working through there. Me and my trash camera tonight, and have working through his other issues. That's why we live, man. That's why we love it. So I hope that answers
Can
your
you hear me?
question, Shanae. Hope that answers your question, 100%.
Can you hear me?
Women are emotional creatures. They're built like that. Men are even more emotional. We just don't have the tools to show it. We don't have the tools to show it. And so, have pineapples,
Yo, can you hear me? Am I here?
coconuts, coconuts. I can hear you.
Coconuts,
It's a surf
coconuts.
word. Pineapple. You supposed to say pineapple. Supposed to say coconuts. Um, you got it. What you got? Have got that? No, he ain't got that. He got that boost
Hey
mobile over there.
man, I don't know what's going on connection tonight. I don't think it's my connection. I think it's the server itself. But it's
It
neither
could
here
be.
nor there. We're live, man,
It
and
could
I
be.
do got cell phone service.
What you
But
got to say? What you got to say on
I don't
that?
know, man. I'm not gonna jump out there and say all men are more emotional creatures than women. I disagree with you on that.
Ooh,
I think women are definitely more emotional than men. I think men carry their emotions on their sleeve. Women may, have way more advanced methods of their emotions than men. You, I think women can kind of perform out of war with their emotions better than men. If you were to ask me, because I think when a man gets angry or upset, you can kind of see it, coming from a mile away. When a woman, she might be able to hold it and get you down the line and do something way more deceitful than you could even imagine.
mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't just say it's just straight up that men are more emotional because they have to be, in a sense, emotional. But again, I think with the man, you're gonna know what it is right up front.
I think men. I think men. I say men are more emotional. We don't have the tools. We have a built-in compression system, uh, and we use that to suppress them because of how we were taught to act and be and to portray ourselves as. So there's a lot more. There's a lot more to a man than meets the eye, but um,
Understand?
it
I
takes the
understand what you're
jackhammer to
saying.
get to it. It takes a jackhammer to get to it versus with a woman you can get to it with
I
a
understand your point.
with a scalpel with a scalpel. We just don't do it the right way. Um, like I said,
Hmm.
exactly. I agree. I disagree. Men don't know how to communicate. So in most cases, yeah, I don't know how to express your emotions. I said we are more emotional. We just don't have the tools in order to express them properly. I promise you, Any man that is listening to the sound of my voice right now has ran through 1,000 different emotions
Right.
inside of his head. 1,000 different emotions inside of his head, and maybe one or two have ever exited for you to be able to see them. As with any human, we are all built based on emotion, and we all make decisions. Unfortunately, sometimes good or bad, based on emotion. It's how we portray those.
See, I totally
Is the
understand.
biggest thing.
From, I understand the angle you're
Go ahead.
coming from. I was thinking.
Uh-oh. I heard I was thinking.
No, I was just
Then it
saying
went
that I
out.
totally understand what you're
Yeah.
saying, bro. Like I was thinking from the more simplified aspect of it, but from what you're saying, like how men carry their emotions and everything. Oh shit! Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Pineapples.
Coconut. Coconut. Go ahead.
Hello, hello, hello.
Go ahead. You probably can't hear me, but go ahead.
All
I can
right,
hear you.
so no, but I was just saying, yeah, I was just saying, like me personally, I just think that it's hard. It's hard for me to say that men are more emotional. I can
Mm,
okay, cool, but I can hear you. But
okay.
it's just hard for me to say that men are more emotional, man. I think it's got to be much closer what than what you're probably thinking, K. Dizzle. I can definitely
Okay.
say that men have
Man, look. I'm gonna need him to get that. I'm gonna need him to get that out of his system because I need to hear what he say as well. Once he figures out what he needs to do with his life and his connection. Um, but Ron, you said it. You said it in the best way. If we have the strength to hide our emotions, we have the capacity to regulate them correctly. Yes and no. Yes and no. Because when it comes to women, um, men fail at being able to regulate them correctly. Most men fail at being able to correctly regulate them. He did. It probably is. I heard he was popping bottles in there, so it's going in and out. He showed me earlier. So more than likely, that's what it is. Once we get that, we'll get that squared away. But half
yo.
say a safe word. Coconuts. All right, you can hear me, right?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
All right,
Sorry
good. You
for
good?
I don't know what the hell's going on tonight, man.
It's all good. Come on, man. Come on with it.
Nah, and like I was saying, man, I'm pretty much I don't have a deeper answer than what I was saying. I think, like I said, men have of a layered defense when it comes to their emotions, but in my opinion, women are more emotional. They do more. Where I'm coming from with is that they do more in their actions based off of emotions. In my opinion, most women's decisions, in my opinion, are emotional when it comes to comparing.
Yes, yes, I can agree to that.
And I'm not saying
I
that it's not logical. I'm not saying that women aren't logical at the same time, but I
Mhm.
think that they definitely lean on their emotions more.
Absolutely, absolutely. But but men are emotional creatures. All in the same. All in the same. Men are emotional creatures, as it.
But we
Which
took
go ahead.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead. What you saying?
No, no, no. Go ahead. We took what?
No, I was just saying we took this first part of the deep dive that we were supposed to go into the other half a lot further than we expected, man.
That's how it usually happens. That's how it usually happens.
Like once me and you start talking that relationship stuff, man, we got stuff like we didn't even go into the second part.
No, no, we didn't.
But
We
it's all
didn't.
good though, man. It's a great conversation.
No, it's the perfect conversation. It's always a perfect conversation, and the mental health part was going to trigger us into that other side of talking about how more and more people are living for themselves since the pandemic. We wanted to do a reflection of then and now and where we are and who we are, different as a people. And I think part of that is, um, if we come closer together or we're further apart socially. And this pandemic has exposed a lot of things to us, not only just socially, but emotionally on how we deal with certain things. So that plays a big trigger on it. The relationship part of it plays a big trigger on it as well. We're holding the things that hold more value in a little bit better frame, if that makes sense. We're prioritizing the priorities is on things of more value now versus what it was before. So maybe we'll get into that next week. But if you start a fire, okay, if you start a fire, be prepared to keep that bitch lit. Okay, be prepared. Make sure you have enough wood. Make sure you got enough spark. Make sure you got enough paper. Keep that motherfucker lit, because if you doing too much to get the attention of one person, and then when you get them, have to keep it up, and it's exhausting to you, to the point where you're mentally and physically exhausted, that person isn't the one you should have been chasing. Or plain and simple, you were doing too much to get
You
them.
might have bit off more than you can chew.
Bit off way more than you can chew. Way more than you can chew. But everything in moderation. Be who you are in front, so you can set the tone later. Um, oh, we didn't do it we didn't do our rant, but that was part of my. You know what my rant was going to be?
What's that?
Lower your expectations. Jesus.
Sheesh.
Definitely should. Yeah, definitely make sure you got enough wood. Pause. Pause. As
Crazy,
Arizona
man.
Ron would say, definitely make sure you got enough wood. First of all, you ain't getting far if you ain't got enough wood in the first place. So just so you know, if you don't get them calls back, then you need to look at some other options, brother. Or find somebody who's down with the wood you got. Yeah, that's getting a little too much. Hey, but hey, but look, man, bring us to a close, my guy. Bring us to a close on this episode 36. Y'all funny. God damn it, Hef. This pixelated madness. I
Hey,
can't hear his
man.
ass no more. There you
I
are.
tell you what, man. We had a fun episode. It was a little bit crazy.
Look,
you can't hear me? You can't hear
I
me?
can hear you now. You
Yo.
popping bottles at the beginning and fucked everything up.
Yo. So basically, man, excuse the technical difficulties. I'm Nah, man,
Oh my
I'm
God.
blaming the server tonight. We're live again. We might contact the folks out at the server. I'm not gonna say their name and give them free publicity. But now
He playing
episode
hide and seek in
36,
the street.
man, it was a fun conversation. Sorry for the tech difficulties. You can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You
good?
can't hear me?
Yes, you good.
We'll close it
good.
out, man. Shout us out.
We appreciate
Nah,
each and
make
every
sure
one of
people
you
know where
coming
to
out every
find us,
Sunday
man.
when we're in here. Look, you can find us at alldressedupodcast@gmail.com. Go listen to us on Spotify, Facebook.com, ADU Podcast. Find us on Twitch, Kate Dizzle DC, and have streams. Find us on YouTube, ADU Podcast. And you can find us on all streaming platforms. Go back and listen to them every Monday. What we talked about on Sunday, share with your friends and families. You'll see a lot more promo and things from us. Some midweek conversations are coming, trust and know. And production value is going up 1,000%. Just letting you know right now that we are Newsbreak going to be planning a live show soon, live logo show soon, and the capabilities of that, and it's going to be awesome. So look forward to that. We love you. We thank you for coming out for the conversation. We're getting there. I promise you we're getting there, and we will see you next week on episode 37. Take us out, Hef.
That part, man. You know where to find us. We love you guys.
There you
Fun
go with the
conversation as always. Cuts pineapples.
out.
Good night.
And you know, and I know, and they know, and we know, we go all in, you know, and I know, and they know, 'cause we know.